Hello everyone, I'm Ted Green, the producer and director of the documentary Eva, A7063, about Holocaust survivor Eva Kor from Terre Haute, Indiana. I produced this film alongside WFYI, and what would we normally do at that.
Hi, I'm Jessica Chapman, the Eva Impact Manager at WFYI. In a minute,
It was here, in a Nazi death camp called Auschwitz-Birkenau in occupied Poland, where Eva Moses Kor lived as a 10-year-old from May of 1944 until the camp was liberated in January of 1945. Through this virtual...
We were cooped in the cattle car for 4 days. Then finally the cattle car opened. I looked around trying to figure out what on earth is this place. It was...
Perhaps no other place in history has witnessed such devastation as the selection platform, a strip of land between railroad tracks at the deadliest of Nazi death camps, Auschwitz-Birkenau. Here, as part of the Nazis' final solution, the murder of all Jews in Europe, prisoners would be... Once on the selection platform, a prisoner's fate was left in the hands of a single person. In nearly all cases, it was a Nazi doctor, as doctors were deemed best qualified to determine...
We arrived in the barrack. It was about late afternoon, maybe early evening. And as we entered that filthy latrine, on that filthy floor, were the scattered corpses of...
After Eva and her twin Miriam were selected for medical experiments, they were tattooed A-7063 for Eva, A-7064 for Miriam, and then put in a barrack reserved for female twins, aged 2 to 16. As bad as the conditions were in the twins' barracks, they were far worse in the barracks for the general prisoner population at Auschwitz. The Nazis wanted to keep the twins healthy enough for experiments. The other prisoners were used for work.
On Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, we would be taken to a lab that I call the blood lab. You could have about 30 kids in here at a time. They had chairs with little arms like that, and we put our arms out. And they...
One of the primary buildings where the Nazis performed experiments on inmates, particularly twins, was in Auschwitz-Birkenau, only about 100 yards from Eva's barrack. Eva spent decades trying to figure out what she and her twin Miriam were injected with in the blood lab. To this day, it remains a mystery. Presumably, the answers were in Nazi Dr. Joseph Mengele's files, but their whereabouts remain.
I, Eva Moses Kor, a twin who survived as a child Joseph Mengele's experiment at Auschwitz 50 years ago, hereby give amnesty to all Nazis who participated directly or indirectly in the murder of my family and millions of... I, Eva Moses Kor...
Eva Kor first announced her forgiveness of the Nazis in 1995, on the 50th anniversary of liberation, outside of a crematoria at Auschwitz. When Eva first began advocating forgiveness, it was strictly about the Nazis and the Holocaust. When she began seeing the freeing effects of forgiveness on others who didn't go through the Holocaust, she widened the message to include victims of all sorts of crimes and discrimination, from mass genocides to spousal abuse, neglect, bullying, any situation in which someone was unfairly wronged by another.